Hello everyone, hope you're all having a nice day. It is known that the goal of capital punishment has been rehabilitation and deterrence, but has the death penalty been successful in carrying out these purposes? Is it a just punishment with society's best interest in mind? I hope to spread awareness to those eager to make a change in stopping the death penalty in the United States. I will give examples of how to use your voice to make an impact on ending the murder. There are still some people who support an eye for an eye, and they probably always will. However, human life is sacred, and justice can be obtained through other methods that don't compromise the morals of society. The death penalty has been a controversial topic for over 150 years, and while opinions are evolving as time passes, there hasn't been much change. There are still some who refuse to give up their belief that this is the best path for justice. I believe it is morally unjust, but I will also discuss the opposing beliefs. According to Michael McLaughlin's Huffington Post article, a study found that more than 4% of death row inmates were actually innocent. First, I will discuss the suffering brought on by this punishment, flaws, and lack of morals in its system, and what can be done to prevent it. I welcome any questions in the comment section at the conclusion of my speech. This is extremely important because this is happening every day in the United States and could happen to someone you know or even yourself. The death penalty should be stopped from being used. It is inhumane. Electrocution, hanging, and gas chambers all have the ability to inflict so much pain on the person receiving the action. Not only is it unjust, it brings the ethics of humanity into question. As citizens, we need to put the responsibility in our hands to stop it from continuing. Although many of these people have committed crimes, killing them will not reverse the wrongs, and many people have been proven innocent, but only after they were executed. As a country, we need to do better to stop the murders. A writer and scholar, Clint Smith, shows how this issue needs to be changed sooner. He said, "The death penalty not only takes away from the life of the person strapped to the table, it takes away a little bit of humanity in each of us. And I don't want to live in a world with no humanity, where people believe it's okay to kill others because that is what they know because of this system." I plan to spread awareness to stop the death penalty in the United States by letting your district attorney know that we do not want them to seek death sentences, and by signing petitions and donating to people willing to bring this back to the courts. A good way to start is by supporting legislation like the People's Justice Guarantee. The website deathpenaltyaction.org is another place to go to fund petitions to sign. I hope that one day we can end the murder in this country. The death penalty system is inhumane and hasn't proven to be helpful to society or stopped crimes. The data from Death Penalty Information Center, Connecticut had 5 people on death row, Kansas had 2, while Texas had 443. There is no logical explanation for why there are different consequences for the same felony, implying that the death penalty process cannot be trusted to be equitable. Killing the guilty party won't bring back the victim and undo the wrong that was done. Instead, it results in another loss of life. In sentencing to someone to death, it gives the illusion that the worth of human life lies in the hands of the actions they carry out. To stop the deaths, do what is morally right, which is ending death punishments in the United States. Although achieving this across the US can be hard, nothing is impossible. To make the changes, we need to raise awareness, sign petitions, and to elect the right people in office. Ending the death penalty is the best outcome for keeping the morals intact in the United States. If nothing has changed, would you be okay with the deaths that continue to happen, as well as the ones that are wrongfully convicted? Some argue that it represents a just retribution for certain crimes, deters crime, protects society, and preserves the moral order. The article, "Death Penalty Had No Effect on Reducing Crime," states capital punishment is too infrequent to have a measurable effect on the crime drop. The existence and use of the death penalty may not even create a deterrent effect on potential offenders that lawmakers hoped when enacting these laws. The authors noted criminals do not consider the consequences of their actions. In line with past research, the Brenham Center's empirical analysis found that there is no evidence that executions had effect on crime in the 1990s or 2000s. Advantages to signing petitions and advocating for the death penalty to be stopped will help stop these inhumane actions from continuing. Starting now will help you feel better knowing you tried to stop the wrongs in the United States. Today, I spoke with you about the wrongs of the death penalty and the steps that can contribute to fixing a broken system that causes many people to die. I hope to have helped you realize the failures of the death penalty, steps to take to stop it from continuing. Even if you eliminate gruesome processes and result to a death that is painless, Progene states that the reason you can't take the torture out of the death penalty is that conscious human beings condemned to death anticipate death, have imaginations, and die 1,000 times before they die. I hope you act to stop this by voting in elections, voicing to your local DA to not seek death penalties, and sign petitions to stop this. A quote by Richard McLavelis captures the truth. The death penalty issue is obviously a divisive. Whether one is for or against, you cannot deny basic logic. If we know the system is flawed, if we know there are innocent people on death row, then until the system is reformed, should we not abandon the death penalty to protect those who are innocent? Due to the facts and studies finding that the death penalty was not a deterrent for crime, many people wrongfully convicted, and lack of morals, it should not continue to happen. I appreciate the opportunity to present my views to you today, and thank you for listening.